What's going on? What's going on? Reedie and Z. A lot to talk about. We added another running back to our room that brings us to four. So, what does this mean for the Washington Commanders in the upcoming draft in about a month from now? And we got more news on Brandon Aiyuk and much more to come. And Reedie and Z starts now.
It's the Reedie Zee show. Reedie Zee show. It's the Reedie Zee show. Reedie Zee show. Reedie Zee show.
Reedie and Z Monday Command. We want to thank each and every one of you for joining us on this live. If you haven't already done so, you are not subscribed to Reedie and Z, or you do not follow Reedie and Z on all social media platforms, please do us a favor and go do that now over on Instagram, over on X, over on TikTok, over on your mama's couch, over anywhere that you can find Reedie and Z. Please go follow us on our road to 2,000 subscribers right now. We are about 100 away. We help us get there, people. We thank y'all for all our loyal fans. And like I said, hit the bell notification and hit the share and the like button right there. But what's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing good, doing great, brother. More and more news around this team. And as many of you all see this off season, we've been, trying to make sure we stay and keep you all abreast of everything that's going on. Staying true to our word of what we say, all things Commanders. So here we are. Today McNichols re-signed with the team. And Reedie called me earlier. We was sitting on the phone talking about it. I'm like, nah, let's save it for the pod. Like, it's the big question around like this situation is yet another running back in this room. About a week ago, we only had one running back. This week we got 4 running backs. And there's rumors and talks about us potentially maybe drafting another running back. And the big question is, like, what do you do now? Oh, Lord, this backfield is full. What next? So I asked you, Reedie, what's next?
I have no idea, Z. I'm still trying to figure it out. When the news broke earlier today that Jeremy McNichols was back on this team, I almost cried for a minute because in my eyes, I was thinking that was it for my dream of bringing Jeremiah Love in here. So you got Jerome Ford, you got Jeremy McNichols, you got Bill Krosky-Murray, and then you bring in what's his name?
Rashad White.
Yeah, Rashad White. I keep wanting to call him Jarius White. Rashad White. So it's just like, okay, you going in with 4 backs right now. Do we still go running back? Because that's what Reedie been saying for this whole offseason. And I don't know if we still go running back. But Z and everybody else assured me, and starting to look at everybody else is like, this doesn't preclude them from going running back. Because I'm gonna say my government name, because to Reedie, I think that he is the best player in this draft by far. Just my opinion. But I hope we are not out on one Jeremiah Love. But then again, it goes to like, well, are we kind of set the draft up, kind of make people think we might go here or we might go there, or make people want to come up and give us more draft picks so we could play that angle, so we could trade back, maybe use the Jeremiah Love thing as bait? I started thinking about all of that stuff, But Z said, if there's a world that Jeremiah Love is there at 7, we're taking him no matter what. He said it was a lock. It's almost as good of a lock as Aiyuk to DC.
That's funny. That's funny. But yeah, nah. So my stance on it is as it's always been. I mean, if like you just said, if Love is there at 7, we're drafting him, no doubt about it. I think he's just too good of a player to draft. I mean, to pass up on. Other than the situation, like if we were to trade back, trading back for me, I don't necessarily think that gets you, top tier talent, depending on where you go back. Like in a sense where I think if you were to trade back, it should only be a few spots so you can still land, if you want a receiver, you can still land one of the three between Tate, Tyson, and Lemon. You know what I mean? Because I think if you go beyond 15, you lose out on all three of those guys, in my opinion. So I just think if trading back is on their menu, that it's something strategic and smart. If you go back a few spots, maybe you pick up another third or some other picks. I don't see a second coming in a trade back there. Just a few spots. I don't think that's realistic. So that's the trade scenario. The scenario where he's not on the board, then you're in a situation where you have your running back room. As we stated, of course, Bill was the lone running back on the under contract this last week. And then, within a few days, we have Rachaad White, we have Jerome Ford, and now we have McNichols back. A lot of people will look at the Ford signing and saying that, McNichols is done, and looked at Rachaad White's situation. Well, Rachaad White could do exactly what McNichols does, and third down running back, he can get the tough yards. If we need to call on him, and he's more versatile than McNichols, so it's kind of like still an upgrade. But then boom, we pop up and re-sign McNichols. I think this coaching staff and this front office love him, love what he brings, his leaderships. And as well as, when his number is called, he gets us gritty plays. He'll take a 2nd and 20 for 30 yards and get a first down. He'll catch a flare and break away and break for 15, 20 yards and get us a first down on third down. So like McNichols just is one of their favorite guys. And, as we sit here and we're in this situation, I think they're just gearing up for the what if he's not there. And if that is the case, then great. We hear it. Like I mentioned to you earlier, if it is the case where he is there, you draft him, then you got a crowded backfield. That's a good problem because you're able to trade one of those guys, i.e., maybe a Jerome Ford. I don't maybe not see White being traded, but you can cut ties with one of these guys, if need be. So that's where my mindset is around it, and I don't think it changes anything. Just like the two signings of receivers, did it change us from getting Aiyuk and another receiver potentially through the draft or whatnot? So it's just all security blankets that I think that they're putting in place for a just in case scenario.
Yeah, but then it kind of like makes you think like, well, damn, like look at each room, look at the wide receiver room. This, and I'll save it, but this whole Aiyuk situation is kind of has me going bonkers because you don't have him in the fold. So then you think, okay, well, damn, if they don't release him, then where do we stand on that? Are we going to go through the draft without bringing in another top tier weapon for Jaden Daniels? Like you can't operate without weapons. Okay, you brought in a couple of guys, but it's not enough. We by far need one, maybe two receivers. So I think if we had Aiyuk locked up right now, I would feel a little bit better about it. What we can do as far as maneuvering and things of that nature. Then it makes you think that, damn, well, maybe we are going Caleb Downs. Maybe we are going to go safety because who they brought in here. You brought in a Nick Cross. You know what I'm saying? Like, it checks the block. He's a good player, but he's not an elite player. You know what I'm saying? Like, to put you on that level, then it makes you think, well, damn, are they going to go Sonny Styles at linebacker? Because the linebacker room isn't all the way filled. So it's like, I don't know where they're going to go. I don't know if they're going to go wide receiver. I don't know if they're going to go running back. I don't know if they're going to go linebacker. I don't know if they're going to go back in safety. I don't know. I don't even know if they're going to go corner. They can go corner in the draft. They can go about 5 different position groups. So it's just like, damn, like, what do we do? But it's a good position to be in because you keep other teams on their toes, and those teams that want to trade up and we can move back possibly in the back end of the top 10 or in the mid 12, 11, 13 range. I wouldn't go nowhere past 14 if I was them. But depending on what type of value you get, are we playing that type of game? But at the end of the day, we need more weapons in here. Like, I don't mind the defensive players, but it has to definitely be a game changer, somebody that's going to cause turnovers, that's going to wreak havoc. And to me, I just feel like these edge rushers weren't those type of players. Like I think they're going to be good, but I don't think they're going to be good off the rip. I think Jeremiah Love is going to be good straight out the gate. You can say what you want about Ashton Genty and all these other people. If it's not Luke McCaffrey or if it's not Saquon Barkley, then this is that and the third. But I think he's on par to be what they are in this league. So it's just like a lot to be thought about, like just in this position by us going to go get McNichols. Like, what do they do next? It's just like, damn, like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm on record. I'm the one that said free agency is going to tell us what they're going to do, but I don't know what the fuck they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, but and you pretty much said it. Just as confused you are is just as confused as a lot of these other teams are. So I like the fact that it makes us, unpredictable. And I mean, we can go any route. We can, like you said, like we can literally trade back. We can literally stay there and pick Love if he's there. We can stay there and pick one of the other guys if they're there. Like wide receiver. We can go corner. We can go safety. We can go linebacker. It's many different routes we can take with this pick. And I just think that, being as busy as we were in this free agency really freed us up to do that, where we're not as one dimensional, like looking at last year, where everybody just thought, knew we wanted a pass rusher and thought we would go there. I mean, he ultimately didn't go pass rush, but I feel like if he was more active last year, maybe getting some more other linemen and things like that, we wouldn't have had to do what we did. Through that draft, we would have had a better situation. But here we are. And yeah, like again, like we said at the top of this, when the show started about 10 minutes ago, I don't see McNichols coming back stopping this plan. It's just a safety blanket.
Yeah, I definitely agree with it as far as being a safety blanket, but it just kind of threw a wrench in the parade as far as what you have on the roster at the running back position. Obviously, you're going to go to camp with at least 5, maybe 6 running backs, so that doesn't necessarily change it. But McNichols has been said to be a guy that they really like, and I don't think that they're going to get rid of White. And they brought Jerome Ford in. Jerome Ford a couple seasons ago had a damn good season, so he, minus the injuries and stuff like that, if he can stay healthy, he's a good, power type of back. So like that we're looking for. And then you got Bill that's kind of the same type of player as White. And then it's just like, well, damn, well, maybe they might go with the back committee. Maybe they might value something else more than they value a Jeremiah Love. Maybe they might want, like you said, they might want to go, receiver, a Tate or whomever is there at that, whoever you want, pick your poison at the 3 or 4 top receivers coming out this year. They may go that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So of the 3, who's your best? Who's your favorite right now?
My favorite, I say Malachi Lemon.
Okay.
Right. Well, no, I like Tyson, but Malachi Lemon, like, I just feel like fuck what he did at the West. He's pretty goddamn good. Yeah, he ain't the fastest of the players, but traditionally, if you look at wide receiver position, the ones with the most longevity ain't the ones that run 4.3. Them ain't the ones. It's the ones that run 4.5. The ones that can run routes, that can get open and stuff like that, and can kind of use their body.
Yeah. For right now, like it wasn't high on my radar, and I've been seeing, I watched the breakdown of Jordan Tyson with I think it was Rio and Jalen on their episode the other day. Shout out to them. And they kind of broke down Jordan Tyson, and I'm starting to get sold on Tyson. When I went and looked at his clips, like he like even without the ball, like he finds ways to get open. He gains separation. He's one of them busy type receivers. I know Jalen said the other day, I saw a tweet where he was saying that some people was comparing Tyson to Smith and Jigba, and he called that a lazy evaluation. He was just saying that he feel like it's different, but I see a little bit of that in a sense. Like, you can put him in the slot, he can be outside, he can move around, he's quick, he runs his routes. Now, again, the biggest the biggest question around Tyson is the injury. You know what I mean? So it's a toss up. But again, we'll see. I guess we'll see how that pro day goes and things go moving forward, and see if he's really healthy. Because of the combine, he didn't do any workouts. But I mean, other than he was the one that did the lifting, right? Was Tyson?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
didn't
that was
see.
Tyson that did the lifting. But yeah, but overall, like he didn't do any like running or anything like that. So we'll see how it pans out for the pro day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. People are going to say that they don't like Carnell Tate. There's going to be people say they don't like Malachi Lemon. There's going to be people that's going to say they don't like with Branch. It's going to be people that's going to say they don't like this. So I mean, it's just preference. But I think no matter the top 5 receivers, whoever it is. Now I don't know if they're worth taking at 7. Now drafting back. Now I don't know if I would take Lemon. I think I might take Tyson. I don't know if I would take Lemon at 7. I think if we traded back, then maybe at like 15 or something like that for that value, because we can kind of steal a second round pick because we don't have and kind of maneuver, maybe get another late round pick or something like that. Then I would take him, or maybe it depends on what happens in the draft, like a Sonny Styles, like that's something I can see us taking, going that route. Everybody keeps talking about Bane. I don't really like Bane. I like him as a player, but I don't like him for us. I would say that. I don't like him for us. So I wouldn't even go that route. Now, if Reese somehow falls, I would take him in a heartbeat. And I definitely would take the safety just a little later. He's kind of in the same boat. I would take him a little later. I don't know if I would take him at 7. I would take him a little later. That's just my opinion. Yeah, Downs. I would take him a little bit later. If we can find a way to get another second round pick and kind of parlay that into something else, that's like where I'm looking for. Like in my mind right now, I don't know if we pick at 7. I think we may trade out. In my mind right now, based off of all of these buttons that have been pushed, I don't know. It's hard. Like my heart of hearts is saying draft Jeremiah Love with my heart of hearts, but I don't know if that's what they're gonna do. Yeah. Even if he's there, I would hope that they would take him. But I don't know. Because, I mean, they did take Connerly Jr. You made a good point. They took Connerly Jr. last year, and that wasn't who we thought they were going to take. So, we'll see.
Definitely. So, checking with the comments real quick before we move along to Aiyuk. Somebody on the IG said, basically, what's up, guys? What's up? Have we extended Debo? We have not extended Debo. He's a free agent right now. We don't have a running back problem. Why not get Downs, make life easier for Jaden, or get the best wide receiver? I'm all for getting the best wide receiver. I don't think they go Downs there if with those 3 wide receivers right there. Love need to be there to be selected. If Love is there, they select him, but at 7, most likely not there. 2, going back to 10 for an additional 3rd, you can get a wide receiver and control. Caleb Downs is too good to pass up. I want to see Madrano and McGee on the field this fall. I think that happens. Going wide receiver seems to be the pick. There's so much value in trading back a few spots, gaining a pick and controlling that wide receiver for 5 years on a rookie deal. Yeah, definitely. If you trade back, it got to be just a few spots.
A few spots. It can't be
way back.
7. Yeah, you got to go back. If you go back some, it just depends on what the value is to go back. So the more you go back, the more we're going to get one of the good wide receivers. Like, trust me. We're going to get one of the good wide receivers. If we don't go Jeremiah Love, we'll at least get one of the good wide receivers or that linebacker, because somebody's going to slide. Somebody's going to slide. It happens every year. Somebody's going to slide, or somebody's going to come up. It's going to come out of nowhere. Wasn't on nobody's mock draft. Wasn't on nobody's board. Nobody was expecting it. John Dowd might pop up and be the number one lineman taking off the board, and ain't nobody damn near expected a Juan Gotti. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. It happens every year. Now, Debo, I think they talking about please sign Debo. The Niners game, y'all can go ahead and sign him. I mean, I want Debo back, but not for what he asking for.
Yeah. Well, we don't know what he asking for though. That's the thing.
Clearly, it's north of $20 million.
I don't think so. What Christian Kirk just get? He signed with the 49ers. Did they announce his deal?
I didn't see no amount.
Okay. That would have been a good comp to compare to.
In the comments, know what he got? Did y'all see that?
Wizskin said, I don't know. I don't think they know what they're doing yet, what they're going to do yet. Somebody asked Reedie, if Love is not there, then what? We can't
if
move
Love
like
is not,
sure.
If Love is not there, then obviously, if you confident in taking a wide receiver there, one of the wide receivers, then you take them. Or if you confident taking them and one of them linebackers, if that linebacker is there, you take them. Or if it's a Reese there, you take him. But if not, then you ain't too confident in him. I would trade back to try to get. We don't have a second round pick. We pick at 1 and 71, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 7 and 71, right?
7
and we don't
71.
have a second round. Yeah, we don't have a second round pick. We need to try to get a second round pick. So that's why I'm saying trade out.
But if you trade to get a second, though, in order to get a second, you got to go back more than a few spots.
That's what I'm saying. Go back to
unless you fleece somebody. I don't even think going back 7 spots wants you a second. It depends. It depends. Yeah, I don't think going back 7 to 8 spots gets you a second. I don't, in my opinion. That's why I said earlier, maybe like a third.
Hopefully, well, shit. An early third can't be. You got to try to fill that void.
Absolutely.
For not having that second round pick.
Now, could you pick up another third and package them two to move up and get back into the second? That's an option as well.
Yeah,
that's an option as well.
But it's options. Like if Love isn't there, it's all right. We're gonna get a blue chip player. We're gonna get a blue chip player. We got to take a blue chip player. Like if we don't get Love, that's what I really want. But it ain't the end of the world. We don't get him. We just got to move on. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But that would just be my first pick if he's there and all of the stars in the galaxy align. That's who I'm taking. If he's there and I'm picking, that's who I'm taking. But it's not to the point. Like I think people think that I'm just stuck on him and like if it's not him, it's nobody. Nah, it depends on certain factors. If he's there, you take him. If he ain't there, then we move on. Or if something else, you get an attractive deal where you could trade back and they giving you a lot to go and somebody trying to come up and get his ass, let him come up and get him. If they're gonna give us sell a farm and they're gonna come up and get him, let them come up and get him.
Yeah, send us a haul. We'll take a haul. I think we're going to grab a wide receiver if we don't trade back. Might be time to trade Payne and get even more picks. Christian Kirk got $6 million. Yeah.
Debo not coming for that.
Debo can get
Debo want at least 15.
Debo can get $10 million. What if Payne is on the block since we got 10 back? He plugs that 3-4 spot. That's a possibility. Could be something going on closer to the draft.
And that's what I'm saying, Asia. That makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. Now I think Tyson. I like Tyson. I'm not in on Tate no more. Between them two, but I think you can kind of get back in if available. You always gotta have somebody willing to come up. But I think you can pull him off at like 14, 15, somewhere around there, and then get more value. That's what I'm thinking. But Like they say, thank God I ain't the GM. Ain't that what they say? That's what they tell me in the comments on Instagram. Thank God Reedie ain't the GM because you don't know ball. That's what they tell me.
We need a generational player on either the offensive side of the ball or defense. Terry going to be 31 this season. Facts. But yeah, so that leads us into the next topic. The ongoing saga between Aiyuk and the 49ers. There's been reports that came out earlier, like last week. There was reports that came out today. Pull it up real quick. I'm gonna just read it from my phone. But so basically, about 3 days ago, Grant Cohen, he's a sports illustrator. He covers the 49ers. And I'm going to read this quickly. You might have already heard it, but for some of y'all that haven't, the 49ers reluctantly gave Aiyuk a fat contract because Shanahan told him to. Aiyuk got injured. Aiyuk rehabbed away from the team. The 49ers found a loophole in the contract that allowed them to get out of it if he rehabbed away from the team. The 49ers voided his guarantees. Aiyuk rejoined the team and spent training camp preseason and the first few weeks showing everyone that he's ready and willing to play. The 49ers didn't play him because they wanted to get out of the contract. Realizing he had played his final game with the 49ers, Aiyuk left the team. The 49ers currently are holding him hostage because they're afraid he will play for the Commanders. All right, so that was a tweet that came out a few days ago. And, the Twitter world, everywhere was kind of going crazy, free Aiyuk, or everything going on around that situation. You even got, from what I'm hearing, they even got it's a slight beef between 49er fans and our fans. Every time I comment free Aiyuk or comment on something, release the man, here come a 49ers comment, fan comment, Sinister 7th. If you ain't trading for him, you ain't getting them and all this and that. And first and foremost, nobody's trading for Aiyuk in that contract. It's not happening. Period. I don't care how long, pause, you dangle him and tease the Commanders with releasing him and waiting to, make us wait. It's not happening because the inevitable is that once he is let go, he's coming here to play football with his right-hand man, his best friend. You know what I mean? So no worries there. So Grant Cohen said today, let's see here. What did he say today? Brandon Aiyuk did not quit on the 49ers. They voided his guarantees, and he still returned to the team from July to October because he wanted to play. They never cleared him. They didn't want him to play. When that was clear, he left. He's not a bad guy. So what do you feel? How do you feel about this, Rita? What do you when you hear that?
I don't know. I don't know. All I know is there's two sides to a story. It's their side, it's his side, and then it's the truth. And it's somewhere in between. I don't know what's what, but it would do seem like he came back to the building. It's something else that's going on in the building. And I have heard other, reporters and everybody hint at that. Like it's some crazy shit going on in San Francisco with players and players not wanting to be there and this, that, and the third. So I'm not trying to say that their building is toxic or whatever, but we don't know until Aiyuk talks and tells his side of the story. But I'm pretty sure, like, once he's free from them, if he comes to us or if he goes elsewhere, that is going to come out. Like, what happened?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Clear his name.
So it's just a matter of time. But just for us, I'm just in a situation now. It's like, damn, we can't keep waiting on a what if. Because I looked it up today, it's like by them clearing the guarantees, like April 1st would have been the deadline for them. But because they cleared, because they voided all of the contract, they don't have to do anything. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it is what it is. So I don't know. I hope he end up coming here because I feel like we can use the help. We didn't go out and get nobody else. I mean, we got depth players, but we need more. Terry can't do it by himself. We need a true number two. Because the rest of these guys aren't number twos. They're threes or fours, fives or sixes. That's it. And then somebody's getting cut. The rest of them getting cut. So, or end up on a practice squad. But is this the year that Luke McCaffrey ends up getting cut? I can't talk today. I don't know what's going on.
He'll be traded before he get cut. That nepotism gonna get him got him some trade value.
Respect.
What Aza call him, Nepo baby?
Respect.
Hey, just tell him, hey, the Nepo baby got value. He gonna get traded before he get cut, and that's a lot. I don't got him getting cut, but nah. So, in reference to like you said, it's a real toxic situation, and I myself got to read up.
Stamping that it's toxic.
I think it's toxic out there. Yeah, I mean, I'm just stamping that it's toxic based on the sense of how they're handling it. Absolutely, I don't necessarily think that Aiyuk is, carrying it a certain way. It seems like him and his camp are quiet. They out the way. He letting them handle this situation. It seems like John Lynch and them are doing all the yapping, and all the reports is coming out from the team side. Even when during the combine and when they had a press conference, I forget exactly, end of the season or something like that, they are the ones talking about Aiyuk in the situation. Aiyuk has said nothing about all of this. So, they controlling the narrative right now. But like you said, once he move along, I think he'll kind of clear his name, or maybe not. Maybe he don't even care. But at the end of the day, I think it is a toxic situation. I think that they are just playing hardball at this point. You know what I mean? All right, well, we're in control of the situation. We're releasing when we want to release them. We voided out the guarantees and stuff like that. So they talking about, well, in order for them to retrieve and break the cap up, so they're not taking the full hit this year, is to designate them as a post June 1 cut. So I expect it to happen before then anyway. So for me, even if it comes before the draft, great. If it doesn't, I don't think that Aiyuk being here today or July changes the fact that we need to draft a wide receiver. Period. So whether that be first round, third round,
it depends on where you select the wide receiver at.
But even in the first round, if we go back to the scenario, like we keep saying, if Love is there, it don't matter if Aiyuk here or not, you're getting Love. If Love ain't there, if Aiyuk here or not, you get a wide receiver, in my opinion. Because you're not going to go, you're not banking on, you need more than one wide receiver. The back end guys are on 1-year deals. Diami, Van Jefferson, Jalen Lane on a rookie deal, Luke on a rookie deal, but like the key contributors, they're on, like the guys that you think that's really going to contribute, they're on like 1-year deals, unless somebody like Luke steps up in a situation like that, or Jalen Lane. So it's a toss-up. But I think that, regardless, it's going to be a wide receiver taken.
Give me a second. Keep going. I got to do something. I'll be right back.
All right. So I think regardless, it's going to be a wide receiver taken, and we're going to have to figure that part out. But let me chime back in real quick with the comments, see if any questions. And if y'all have any other direct questions, make sure y'all send them in the comments so we can, we can answer your question. And as well, if you would like to support the channel, you can do so via Super Chats or Cash App, as you see our information on the bottom of the screen on YouTube. But if you can't see it on the IG side, it's the $ Reedie Zee. So somebody said, I low key, I think Lynch is one of those types, how dare you type of brothers. Isn't that what happened to Debo too? Yes, Gary, he be trying to put them young black brothers in their place. Go ahead. Yeah, you never know. You never know. Ayuk definitely being immature, but I don't blame him. Yeah, you coughed up 30 million. You blew and fumbled $30 million. I mean, that is immature in a sense. You know what I mean? You signed the deal. You know what I mean? So you got to figure that out. But again, if they carried it the way they carried it, then I don't look at the situation as it being totally his fault. He just, you know what I mean? A lot of, well, in sports in general, these guys are trying to take back their power. The NBA is doing it to the T. The NFL is kind of starting to teeter around it, but like they want to control where they go when they get in some wild situations, and I don't blame them. So come on over, brother. Come on over. You've been taking his trade value, and so I get it. Facts. It said Lynch and AP, are they probably on good terms? You think they on good terms, Reedy? John Lynch and AP?
Oh,
John Lynch and AP.
what reason they got to not be on good terms?
Like on some like you trying to backdoor me, get my players when
How?
in
Hey,
tough
he ain't
situations.
back
I
on
mean,
them.
not like in a bad way, but kind of like in that little, like basically like John Lynch was, nah, bro, you ain't fuck that.
Oh,
I ain't
like
just gonna
so,
give them
like
to you.
Jaden. So basically, like Ayuk and Jaden Daniels said, this how we gonna move to force their hand and let us play together. Type vibes.
Perhaps, but not technically that. But
It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to give up. 30 million. A lot of money to give up. I don't know if I'd be willing to. I'd probably have been in there doing what I'm supposed to do on my P's and Q's.
good,
I ain't gonna hold you.
good.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm with you on the we gotta take a wide receiver, but I don't know where. Like, I don't want to reach for a player and take one when we can kind of get one later, or I don't know. Then they're asking in the comments on IG about trading a third round pick for Brian Thomas Jr. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but we don't have a second round pick, so that's kind of like we got to hit a home run with this first round pick if we're gonna trade the third round pick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it can't be. I don't know. I don't know. I'm torn. I'm really torn on what to do. But I would take Brian Thomas Jr. Like, can you imagine if we was able to get Brian Thomas Jr., trade a third round pick, get him, and then we could still get Ayuk, and we have Terry, Brian Thomas Jr., and Ayuk,
Yeah, that'll be sick.
and then we
I would
don't
be
even know.
calling. I would be calling the
We don't
Jags
even know.
literally every day.
Calling who?
I would be calling the Jags every single day.
And then we still don't know what they're gonna do at 7. That would be lit. That would actually be
Every
lit.
day. But I don't see them trading a third for him. I don't see them accepting that deal. Like he was a first round pick. I don't expect them to get a first, but I'm sure they want at least a second. Like you're talking what? This year 3? His rookie
You're
year
not
he
gonna get
did
a
pretty
you're not gonna get
solid.
a second for a year 3 player, unproven player. I mean, he's proven, but you're not gonna get that. They're not gonna give him that. Somebody
What's his,
might though, but I
what's
wouldn't.
his stats? Let me see.
We don't have a draft capital. Like, we always in a fucked up situation where we can't will and deal.
Reedie Field is is under construction over there.
Yeah, my bad about the noise, but it is what it is. The show must go on.
Yeah, for sure. He had 87 catches and almost 1,300 yards his rookie year with 10 touchdowns.
So why they want to move on after
Year
one?
2, he had 48 receptions, 707 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The Liam didn't draft him, right?
Yeah, but why would you want to move on?
I mean, shit, he coming in with his own guys. They traded for Myers. What's the dude Washington? Is it Patrick Washington or somebody? One of them dudes end up being better than they thought he was going to be. Who else did they have over there? It was somebody else. Remember they had the Army. The Army was having the drops. I think Brian Thomas Jr. had the drops as well. So could be just falling out of the likes of the coach.
Everybody want to move on for pain. They talking about, so You throw a third, you give a third in pain for Brian Thomas Jr.?
I would.
Chat, what y'all saying? Chat, y'all would y'all do that?
I would. And Payne is my man. But for the rookie on the rookie deal, that's you got him for 5 years. Him and Jaden on the sign me up.
Got him for 3 more years. 3 more years. Yeah, Payne, you might have to go. I don't know. Nah, send Johnny Newton. Nah, they ain't gonna take Johnny Newton.
But in the situation, could be a sign of trade if you go Payne. Well, I mean, you don't know if they got the cap space in Jacksonville, but they might. But I mean, I'm sure that probably would have happened already. Maybe they're not interested. I don't know. But I would be on a phone call with them every single day.
They did come out and say that he wasn't on the market. He wasn't on the trade block.
Yeah. So it's been rumors going back and forth with that as well. You're right. Love with Tyson. Seeing a lot of Tyson lately. Yeah, Liam getting all the dudes he didn't draft out of there.
But I mean, it's gonna be somebody that's gonna pop up when these pro days is about to start kicking off and all of that over the next 3 or 4 weeks before the draft. So definitely gonna be good.
Now I was about to respond. I was about to say Tim Settle, Johnny, Kinlaw, Payne. And I feel like it's somebody else still in that room. Like all kind of like, well, I would say outside of Johnny, Johnny the only one that ain't really a starter. Tim Settle gonna be that nose in that 3-4. Payne can be, like the power type end. I don't know. Did Hargrove get signed yet? Dude from Minnesota. I was gonna say if a scenario if you was to trade Payne, maybe you go pick him up. Backfield. Oh yeah, the man had 87 catches his first year. That is crazy. Had an 85-yard catch.
I mean, he still had 700 yards. Like
700
I think
yards
that's
last
still.
year.
I mean, it ain't the same production, but it's still producing, bro. Like some
And
of
he
these
only
dudes
played 14 games. He missed 3 games last year.
40-something catches. I mean, that ain't wowing nobody. I mean, I get it, but to want to move on from a player like that, and I'm pretty sure some receivers over there that ain't did that. That's still on the roster, and he's on a rookie deal. He's a first round pick. So. Yeah, I mean that's cheap labor for 5 years.
DMV Dayton said I would trade Payne for BTJ, but we need an edge in the first. Mm-hmm. What else we got on this side? Can Downs and Cross share the field? I would think so. Because Cross can play.
Cross is versatile. He can play the free or the
strong. Line up in the box.
But they're saying that Caleb Downs is a box safety. So yeah, I mean, it looks like he's limited. I don't know how much range he has, but I mean, I definitely think Caleb Downs is going to be one of them. But when they started trying to talk about he's the best player in the draft, he's not no Sean Taylor in my opinion. I mean, he's good, it's really good, but when I think of that, I'm thinking of Sean Taylor. Me personally,
yeah. I just don't think they taking Downs that high. AP serious about the positional value. Yeah, and AP is serious about not giving up on guys he's drafted as well. I heard something earlier. They've been talking about potentially maybe trying Coleman out at center as well. Did you hear that?
Where'd you hear that at?
I heard that I think I was watching somebody's show earlier.
Yeah, but they definitely got to make a move at center because Allegretti ain't it. But I thought Chris Paul wasn't it. So I mean, maybe maybe something happens in this offseason and he just is better. But all the time I seen him at guard, he was getting mauled.
Yeah. Latimer was garbage and finally going to jail. Go ahead. Chill.
Yeah, we ain't gonna wish no man to be put behind the wall on this program. Period.
Positional flex downs ain't show an ability to play multiple positions in a scheme. Yeah, that's true too.
So okay, everybody they talking about Caleb down. So like all of y'all Quan Martin lovers, like y'all just gave up on Quan. Quan ain't it?
How many
I
Quan
mean, I
Martin
know
levels
people
are
been
there though?
saying it, but I just want to hear them. I want to hear the chat say it. That's how I'm gonna hear say it.
I say, how many Quan Martin guys are there? I ain't heard too many people defend no Quan recently.
Everybody was glazing Quan last year. Glazing that man. They was drinking the Joe Witt juice.
Go ahead.
It's a fact. All in the
Let
comments.
Quan
Let me
go.
find all of the back in the comments. They was glazing that man.
Okay, so it was red zone. OTF comment said it was red zone. It was mentioned by Quinn last year in an interview, and he said Coleman played center in practice, and they realized he played well. Shout out to OTF. Shout out to y'all, my brothers. Let Quan go. We need a dog on offense. Who's going to use the boys shook other than Terry? Who's going to what? Who's going to get the good boys shook? Who's going to have the boys shook other than Terry? Limit the running with Jaden. Keep Payne, though he our only viable trade asset.
Only.
Would you go
Shit,
cornerback at
Trey
7?
Kinlaw.
I said it last week, trade Kinlaw. They got an out after the next year on that deal. Would you go cornerback at 7, Mansour?
I would.
At 7?
He's good. He's good. I don't know at 7 though, but he's good.
He's an automatic walk on the field starter.
Starter. Day one.
Respect.
Day one starter.
Respect. Maybe they trade back at 71 and pick up more picks. Quan will be better in this defense, just like Louisville. Durante want guys coming off of rookie contracts. I don't think he wants players that are super green. They got mad safeties that are longer range in the later rounds too. I don't think Downs fit DQ athletic profile either. He's too small.
I wouldn't be mad if they went corner. If they didn't go wide receiver and they got a wide receiver later, I wouldn't be mad if they went Mansour. I would not be mad at that at all.
Bang bang 49ers gangsters.
Free Aiyuk.
Free you.
Free Aiyuk.
Sean Clapper. Go talk to John Lynch and party. Free you. We are not giving up a 7.
He ain't clapping shit, Sean Clapper.
He's all shit wrong team. Go ahead.
Free Aiyuk. Y'all don't need him. Y'all just made a signing. Y'all just got Kurt.
KC might go.
I got Mike Evans. How many receivers y'all got in y'all room? About 13 now. Y'all got Ricky Pearsall. Y'all shit. How many receivers y'all want? Let you go.
Receiver like every year.
Let him walk.
KC might draft the lane. That's possible. They lost 2 corners, but did they pick up somebody? Who was that they picked up? They signed a corner. Mansour and Amos on both sides, and he got the LSU connect with Durante, so I wouldn't be surprised. Good point. I forgot about the LSU Connect. McNeil Warren fits the profile better, but he isn't going to be there at 71. Let's see. We need a bona fide stud defense. We're going to have everyone hype. Nobody on defense is safe after the season we had. Definitely a hometown kid, QB1. I need to my man. So looking at the free agent pickups, they need to go wide receiver or trade back. We have no insurance policy for Terry. Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, Mr. Tolson. Pretty much that in a situation where if you get Aiyuk or not, you need to draft a receiver, rather first round or third round. But a receiver has to come out of one of those top two picks because we have to figure out how we're going to be replacing Terry real soon. Christian Kirk is washed. Free
Hey,
you.
for all y'all that's in here, please like, share, subscribe. If you're not subscribed to Reedie Zee, please take the time out y'all busy day and go subscribe over on the YouTube side on our road to 2,000 subscribers. About 100 away. Help us get there so we can keep bringing y'all these informative videos just like this one. Also, if you ain't following us on, Reedie Zee on Instagram, your number one source for all Commanders content, everything, breaking news, everything is on there. Collabs with everyone and they mama, you know what I'm saying? We on there. Do that for us. Also follow the Burgundy Breakdown, our collaboration show with John and Juan Gotti from Juan Gotti Talking Sports. And if you ain't already following Juan Gotti, I don't know what you're doing. Go follow him and also go follow John from Ballin' and Burgundy podcast, man. That's the draft guru. They call him John Kuiper Jr. for a reason.
Facts. They say, I think we need to go DB all rounds. That's just me, though. Go ahead. If he falls to 7, bro, problem is he won't be there. What team you think will pick up Love before 7? I'm looking at the Giants, looking at the Titans. At one point, I was thinking the Cardinals, but they end up they brought back Connor, and then I think they end up signing a running back as well. So maybe they don't go running back. But definitely the Giants with the reports around, Harbaugh really liking him. He just had his visit in New York. It might be fluff, but we'll see about that. But Tennessee does need a running back as well. So those are the two teams in front of us that scare me as far as getting Love. And I don't know if Reedie want to pop his shit about how he feeling about where we ended up. But I'm gonna leave the floor to him to say what he got to say around that.
Yeah, we had one fucking job. Like that Giants game, like, bruh, like lose that fucking game. It's a different scenario. They had already said we was going to kind of move up, and then we won that Eagles game for what? Like, I get it. Okay, as a professional, you ain't gonna say you're tanking, but we were fucking tanking. We wouldn't even be in this situation. We would have Jeremiah Love locked up if we don't beat the Giants and we don't beat the Eagles. Like, that shit really pissed me off. Like, now that it's coming down to the nitty gritty of it, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. If I'm preparing myself that we're not going to get Jeremiah Love, so it might seem that I'm switching up. I'm not switching up. That's who I want, but I'm just trying to prepare myself mentally so I don't have that heartache on draft night. So I'm not on the live crashing out because we didn't get him. So I'm just trying to prepare my mind for that. But, it is what it is. They saying Love gonna be on the board. I hope he's on that motherfucking board. I hope he's on there. I just want to be in that situation with a drum roll, please. With the 7th pick in the 2026 NFL draft, the Washington Commanders select. I want to feel that. Pause.
Yeah, they fuck around and say guard from Iowa, Brandon Scherf.
I thought Scherf was a good pick at 5 that year.
Boy, was that the year that That wasn't Derwin James year. But it was a safety on the board that year. Who was on the board that
Yeah, I
year?
remember that year. That was
The
funny as shit.
fucking
I remember
safety.
that
I
year.
was at a draft party at Roof Chris, standing in there with Niles. What there was Niles in there? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't Niles. I think it was. But it was some Redskin greats and some current was some players at the time. We had Roof Chris, one of them season ticket holder events. And they get a fifth pick, and we go Scherf. And Gruden was not happy. He was like, "Yeah, we got a guard." I'm like, "Mother."
That definitely was your man pulling the strings on that one.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know what that was about.
Bruce Allen, wild ass.
Wow, 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 wow.
Was my man still in the building then? Was
Nah,
was
Scotty.
Scotty in the building?
I
Scotty
don't
wasn't
think
in the
Scotty
building.
wasn't in the building yet. I don't think he was in the building yet.
Man, shout out my man Scotty McLuhan, man. One of the best GMs to ever do it. It's my man.
Scotty
He ain't been
drafted
right ever since we let him go. We was on our way when we got Scotty, and then that fuck shit happened.
Well, I mean, I don't know about all being on our way. He drafted Dotson, bro, and he drafted Sewell Cravens. Whiffs. I don't remember no good. I don't remember his. I mean, he was known for being a guru, and that was my man. But looking back, I don't remember like what picks did he cash on.
He wasn't here long enough to cash in on shit.
He was at least like 2 years.
He was here a year and a half, and they got his ass up out of there. They said my man. They said my man. They said my man had to go back to AA.
My man was coming to work with the liquor on the liquor breath. He was drinking liquor from the coffee cup.
They said your man was drinking what they be drinking, the little coffee drink. What's the coffee drink, liquor drink that the white people be drinking? I forget what that shit called. It's something.
Say his ass be fried.
Go ahead. Go ahead. That's hilarious.
I'm about to look that up.
My man, Scotty too drunky. That was my man.
Mm-hmm.
They saying, "What's up, bro? We drafting Jeremiah Love. Hopefully,
Bruce Allen drafted Jordan Reed. 2013 draft.
Yeah, didn't Shanahan had control then? Well, I don't think we had no GM.
According to Google, Bruce Allen was the executive vice president and GM. But yeah. But Tig, so how excited are you about
before we go on to that? I just want to say this: if Sonny is there or if Avery Reese is there, I think we pick. I don't know. I think you take Sonny. I'm hoping that they can get him at later, but I don't know. Sonny there at 7, you might have to snag him. If Love off the board, fuck a receiver. I think he might be a better draw than any of these receivers. I don't know. What y'all think? Am I reaching on that?
Sonny Styles.
Sonny Styles over any of these receivers at 7?
Mm-hmm.
From a pure talent situation, like best player available situation, is he better than them to take at 7? I'm thinking maybe if we get to like 12, 13 in that range, that's what I'm thinking. But if he there on the board at 7, say everybody else gone, Bane off the board, who's the other one? The other pass rushers off the board, Reese is off the board, Jeremiah Love off the board. But you got the receivers on the board, and then you got Sonny sitting right there. What you do? You go Sonny, or you trade back?
I go.
Or
Sonny.
you go receiver?
I would go Sonny.
I think I might too. Or Caleb Downs. Who you go? I think I'm taking Sonny over Caleb.
I say Sonny. Sonny being 6'5" and that fast and killing that combine like that just sold me on his athletic ability. I think he would just be like, yeah, he'll be a great linebacker. He'll be versatile too.
They saying trade back and grab Tyson. They saying BPA, Sonny Styles. They saying Sonny. It's like a lot of people saying Sonny.
Yeah, they said Sonny is a sure tackler. We could use Sonny with the seventh pick. Commanders pick Gregory Bagley, University of District of Columbia. Go ahead. Sonny is a generational player at linebacker.
Hey, G Dot, tell my man stop playing with you like that.
That's
Spark
what
his ass, G Dot.
he typed it himself.
Spark his ass, G Dot. He joning.
Is Leo not the same position as Sonny? I forgot what they talking
Oh,
about. I
Sonny
can't
is an
believe y'all
outside
don't know Craig.
linebacker. Leo gonna be playing middle linebacker.
AP has gone BPA since he been here.
Yeah, motherfucking Josh Conley Jr. wasn't BPA.
I keep forgetting about Will Hurst. We got two safeties already, and Nick Cross and Will Hurst. He's not starting over them unless we want three safeties. Yeah, I don't.
Who's not starting
Come
over
on,
them?
Caleb.
Not starting over.
Nick Cross or Will Hurst.
Fuck out of here. If Caleb Downs comes in here, he's day one starter. You're not drafting nobody, no safety that high for him to come be behind somebody, a Nick Cross or
So do you trade?
Will Harris?
Do you trade? Do you trade Harris? Nah, McGee is definitely not giving up on McGee. People be saying, last year you was talking about how solid he was, and this offseason I've been hearing people talk about how solid Will Hurst is. He was definitely a Reedie guy last year.
I think he's a good. He's still a Reedie guy, but I don't think. Downs is better from the college tape. Now it's all perspective and woulda, coulda, shoulda. You don't know how it's going to translate. But if I'm starting a franchise today and it was between Will Harris and fucking Caleb Downs, I'm taking Caleb Downs.
Mm-hmm.
Now I would want a Will Harris on my team like a backup or something, but he's definitely would be a starter. But two different positions. He would be it'd be between Nick Cross and Caleb Downs of who's going to be the starter. I think Cross is pretty good, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know so much about him.
Yeah, I've seen him play a couple times, a handful of times, but I can't really definitively say if I like him. If I don't, I don't.
Do you think Sonny would start over Louisville? I think you find a way to put them both on the field at the same time.
On the field at the same time. But also, you probably had three linebackers on the field. You imagine having them three on the field? Because Louisville could really just be rushing, and he could roll or rove or do whatever. I don't see Louisville as a traditional linebacker, like in coverage or a strong side or a will linebacker. I see him more as a chess piece. Move him around and try to get him to do his strengths, where his strong pieces, kind of blitzing, rushing the passer and stuff like that. And then you could put Leo in coverage. He can cover. Sonny Styles, I don't know. You could move him all over. You know what I'm saying? Durante already said it's not where you start, it's where you finish. So that tells me dude's going to be lining up in totally different spots and end up somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. He's looking at some pictures. Talking about the potential new uniforms.
I ain't gonna lie, whoever did that mock of them new black joints was fire.
Yeah, that was fire. That was definitely fire. There was a tweet earlier Rio put up about the cages, the equipment room. They were showing the equipment room on the video, on the intro videos for was it Chase on? Let me see. Let me find that for you real quick.
Oh, it's some new face masks or something?
Yeah, like it was some gold joints. I don't know why I was on this, what page I was on. Any other comments? Why I pull this up?
Nah, that I'm seeing. They already done covered all the rest of them.
Let me do you love me? Okay, got it. K got
Who?
Commander's jersey on in her profile picture.
Who?
K Adams.
Go.
Let me present this real quick. Share screen. Tell me, do you love me? So this is what Rio was talking about, quote unquote new, going back to the burgundy jersey with the gold cages.
They bringing them white pants back?
It's nothing stamped yet. Remember the all burgundy used to be cracked. The burgundy and gold pants, burgundy with the gold pants used to be cracked. The white jersey with the gold pants used to be cracked. Yeah, they got to make sure they do that. But this is the video. This is the one right here. We was talking about. Where does it go? Where did it go? This is still a picture right here. Probably nothing, but I see gloss burgundy helmets and darker burgundy question mark helmets in the equipment room and Chase Sound's arrival video. No sight of matte hella gold face masks.
Yeah, that's hella gold face masks, and you see the helmets right there clearly.
Mm-hmm.
I seen this video and I didn't even catch that.
So they are going to be revealing something soon. Real soon. Should be interesting.
That's what's up. Well, we got anything else, or are we ready to call it a day?
Nah, that's it. That's it. I mean, we can save the Chig.
Oh no! Hit that. My bad. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, we was just saying. We was basically just saying in reference to Chig. I was going to ask you, like, how excited are you about Chig? He mentioned in his interview that he's just super excited about being featured from week one on, like a featured guy. He's gonna, they're scheming it up for him. He's gonna be getting the ball. He mentioned something about running a complete route tree in a sense, running real routes. It kind of low key throwing shade at Tennessee slightly, but in a nutshell, like the usage and the projected, basically what the coaches are telling him here is that they plan to use him, and he's going to be one of the main featured guys in his offense. And they continue to talk about how Blau wants to emulate Ben Johnson and a lot of his other offenses that he's been a part of. But the one name that keep surfacing is Ben Johnson. And we know Ben Johnson has a heavy usage of tight ends. So, how do you expect, or how are you feeling about what we're hearing from Chig about that?
Man, I love to hear it. Like, I'm looking for a tight end that can stretch the field, that can catch the ball and keep moving, not falling down, and getting you that yak and things that you need, and being just a safety blanket. But I'm hoping that the excitement with Chig is there. I definitely the number one tight end. But I'm definitely excited and hoping that Ben Sinnott can come around and be more of a weapon, and we can have kind of that dual tight end, that 1-2 punch. Because like a lot of teams, like the Bears, for instance, you take one of their tight ends off the field, the other one comes in and kills you. So it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like you need that. Like, just like we need a another receiver at number 2 that spell Terry, so on and so on. A running back. I think if you got 2 guys that could do it, the better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited for it, and he seems like he's hungry. He's ready to work. And he's ready to be that workhorse. Like, and the numbers don't lie. He's put up numbers. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they get even better.
Yeah, definitely. Let me pull up the stats real quick too. Just in 2022, 32 catches, 450 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2023, 54 catches, 528, 1 touchdown. 24, 52 catches, 479, 2 touchdowns. His long reception that year was 70 yards. That was that touchdown that we saw where he took basically like a drag, 70. 56 receptions, 560 yards, and 2 touchdowns last year. So, I mean, his usage from 23 to 25 was on average of, just in around 50 receptions in that 500-yard range. And then, it was 1 touchdown, 2 and 2. So they didn't really utilize him properly, I would say. And, he comes with a lot of upside. He's fast, hands. He'll be able to line up a receiver. And that's another thing that we're not really taking in consideration is his ability to line up as receiver as well. So they'll definitely mix that in. But this question right here, I did want to bring to the screen is that do we think we'll go get somebody behind Chig or let the development of Sanat? I think they're going to go and try to develop Sanat based on, an interview that we had last week with Candy. We asked her the question about, Sanat, the investment that the team, that the front office made, around him and with him, and then not getting that usage. And she kind of hinted at the fact that, there was, worries and wonders of why, Sanat and other guys weren't being used properly in the offense, and, doing practices that, the game plan would be one thing, and then, come game time, Cliff would be on something totally different, and left a lot of people head scratching. So, that's where we are with that. I think, Blau mentioned that, he sees Sanat with a role in this offense. So I think he will have a role in any role. Just announcing that he has a role already puts him, projected to do more than he has already done here before, because previously it didn't seem like he had a role at all. So I'm intrigued and excited to see what happens with Sanat as well, because also having, when you go double tight end situations, having, a dual threat, if Sanat is a threat like they say he is or supposed to be, then that does nothing but just opens the offense up even more. So I'm excited and eager and intrigued to see what he can bring to this offense.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's been a great episode. We thank all of y'all for getting on with us. We'll be back with any breaking news. Also, if you haven't already done so, you're new to the show, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notifications so you get other informative videos like this one. Please go follow us on YouTube. Please go follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter for your latest developments of all Washington Commanders content and releases. But if my brother don't have nothing else, I think that's it for us tonight.
That's it.
Like I said, we appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all next time.
Reedie Zee Show. It's the Reedie Zee Show.